I heard her scream before I even picked up. The line hissed like static in an old speaker, sharp, bitter, demanding. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." I let it hang. The pause was my answer before I even spoke. "Enjoy," I said. The silence afterward was thicker than any scream. I set the phone down. The sun reflected off the snow outside my Swiss villa, mountains like sentinels. Glass, steel, marble, luxury I had built alone. But it wasn't the villa that mattered. The clarity inside me did. Cold, precise, controlled. I allowed myself a small smile, just a flicker. 12 years ago, they vanished. 40, my birthday. A note on the kitchen counter. A joint account emptied. Silence. My wife and children gone, moved 2 states away under her mother's guidance. Shock, disbelief, rage like ice water coursing through my veins. I couldn't scream, I couldn't chase, I just stared at the note, felt the emptiness, the betrayal, settle like a weight in my chest. It wasn't just abandonment, it was arrogance. They assumed I would crumble, that I couldn't survive. That assumption, they underestimated me. I remembered the subtle signs I'd ignored before it all fell apart. The furtive texts, the vague excuses, smiles that didn't reach eyes, my wife's late-night whispers on the phone, the children's absence when I needed them most. At first, denial, then quiet observation, cataloging, calculating. I started slowly. Phone records, dates and times cross-checked, deleted messages reconstructed, GPS locations mapped. A private investigator sent photographs, shadows brushing against strangers, hands lingering too long, faces often hidden, but posture and touch betrayed intentions. Enough to see, enough to understand. DNA tests confirmed the suspicions I had not dared to articulate. Every action was deliberate, silent, unnoticeable. The storm inside me raged quietly, contained behind a mask of calm. I rehearsed my face in the mirror, practiced my voice, visualized the confrontation I had dreamed about for 12 years. Every day brought me closer to the unveiling. The envelope arrived. Beige, unassuming, lethal. I opened it on my desk. The results stared back at me. Undeniable, complete. She walked in, the daughter-in-law, carrying the smirk of entitlement like armor. Something wrong? Her voice feigned innocence. I set the envelope between us. The sound of paper against marble resonated in the silence. "Open it," I said. Her fingers trembled. She tried to form words. None came. I leaned back, detached, cool. I already knew, and she knew I knew. Thanksgiving came, not with laughter, not with pomp. I sent her photos of my villa, winter light fractured off glass and marble, untouchable, luxurious. My phone rang 71 times in 4 hours. Each ring was a dagger in disguise. I ignored them all. No apologies, no pleading, just the silent message, "You misjudged me." Later, my son called, confused, heartbroken, but he understood without explanation. The orchestrated moment of recognition had worked. Every role played perfectly, the envelope, the villa photos, the silence, betrayal revealed, arrogance punished. I did not raise a hand. Truth did it all. I sat on the balcony at dusk. Snow whispered against the windows. The villa gleamed, cold, untouchable. No anger, no need for reconciliation, only clarity. She had expected chaos, screams, tears. I gave her none. Control had shifted, respect restored, silently, invisibly. Her collapse was crafted by her own choices. I sipped espresso. The mountains watched. The villa breathed. I had won, not with confrontation, not with drama, but with patience, strategy, inevitability. She would call again. She always did. Each ring a reminder. Power had changed hands. She was exposed. I didn't answer. I never would. I reflected on 12 years of absence, betrayal, and rebuilding. The emptiness they left behind had been my forge. My pain had been my teacher. My isolation had been the architect of my triumph. They thought they were clever. They thought I would break. I had simply waited, calculated, and emerged stronger. The greedy shrew had reached, clawed, demanded, and failed. I didn't need revenge anymore. Truth had delivered it for me. The world outside shimmered in golden light. I smiled once. Quiet, precise, finally untouchable. The storm inside me had settled. I was whole, alone, victorious. No calls would reach me. No apologies would move me. The villa was mine. The mountains bore witness. The snow whispered of patience, strategy, inevitability. I had walked through betrayal, through abandonment, through lies, and emerged untethered, unbroken, in full control. And now I could look at the world I had built, at the empire of solitude and victory, and know this: no one would ever underestimate me again. No one.